Okay guys, I've got a coaching session today in an hour and a half, so I thought I'd make a video. What I wanted to do in this video today, I wanted to have a conversation with you, and within the conversation it's going to give you all the answers in regards to overcoming social anxiety, shyness, being an introvert, being down, being depressed, not having confidence. This will encompass many things: how to make money, how to make friends, how to be a better person, how to move forward, how to have more positive habits. So at the moment, this is quite a common pattern that I encounter when I'm coaching clients, and the pattern is really being in the habit of having negative habits, mostly around socializing, because of past hurts, bullying at school, rejection, being shamed, being laughed at, or being made to feel that you're not good enough, or trust being broken with people, being disappointed, all those things. So the mistake that a lot of my clients make is, excuse me, I haven't had my coffee this morning, they stop being social, they're not consistent enough, and they keep getting into a pattern where they might socialize a little bit at work or with friends and family, and then they recluse back into their comfort zone again. It's obviously a safety mechanism, and what happens when they do that, they get double frustrated, because it's like they're not making any progress in their life. They're still in the same place that they was 2 years or 3 years before in regards to career, relationships, finances, friends, achieving their personal goals, their business or success or education or traveling. All those things are jeopardized because of this one problem. And you can pin the one problem down. Yeah, I mean, you could say it's more than one problem, but the main problem is not socializing enough. There's not enough momentum. They're not consistent enough. Excuse me. And of course, that is because of the fear. They're letting the fear get the better of them, and the fear kicks in with self-doubt. One of the biggest challenges I see with a lot of clients, not all the clients, but a lot of them, is not being in a good mood consistently. Feeling low in energy. And I understand all these things, as I try to always be honest and say, because I had all these issues before I became successful and made progress, especially in this area of communication, people skills, talking to people, going out into the world, working, traveling, building relationships. So I recognize these patterns because I used to have them, and I know what you need to do. So what you need to do is you need to break this pattern, and obviously you've got to be very brave, you've got to be very determined, you've got to be very hard working. I say that two of my clients that are doing my 1 year program are both extremely hard working in all the things we're talking about today. So basically, the bad habit is not being social enough, and the good habit that you need to replace that is sorry, I haven't had my coffee today. I'm not as clear, but I'm doing the best I can. The good habit is you socialize regularly. Now, let me explain both. What happens when you don't socialize regularly, to the extreme, is depression, bad anxiety, bad paranoia, and obviously, I know it's not a comfortable subject, but for some people, even the worst case scenario is, people take their own life, which is tragic. Well, obviously, I know it doesn't get to that for everyone, thank God, but you can get into a place where you're just manically depressed, you haven't got no friends, you're isolated, it might affect you, you might not be working, no money, you're not contributing, too much time on your hands. So that's how bad it can get. Now, on the other side, sky's the limit. You can have such a good life, just from these basic fundamental things of going to the gym, seeing family, seeing friends, getting a job, or starting your own business, or doing something that you love, traveling. So you can kind of hear it in the conversation. When you get these things out and you hear it with your ears, you can really get some clarity. It makes sense. It's simple when you get it out, but obviously, where it gets complicated for a lot of my clients and a lot of you, and it's for me at times, is it's the overthinking. When you're in your own head, everything seems like such a big mountain to climb, when in most cases it's not. It's usually a simple conversation, which is the solution. So this is really about, you need all these things. I'm going to say these names because it helps explain. You need grit, you need motivation, you need discipline, you need accountability, you need determination. But I always say, it sounds like a lot of things, and I guess it is when you break down every bloody characteristic you need, but when you just do it regularly, it becomes really straightforward. So I have to really help some of my clients that are really challenged because they're so used to being in that place of being kind of stuck, where you're just kind of surviving. You're not really putting yourself out there, and it's a sad place. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. So take this tip today. You've got to be aware of the habit that is messing you up, and the habit is too much isolation, away from people. And then the second bad habit is listening to that inner negative voice too much, which is always lying. It's always negative. Well, it can be, until you get control over it. So this will be my job today with my client, meeting with him today, looking at his accountability, making sure that he's on top of his career, relationships, family, socializing. This is what I'm doing with him on the 6 weeks program. I do this pretty much all my clients. It works. So I would say, this is when you need a coach. You need accountability. Or if that's not right for you and you don't want to get a coach for your own reasons, that's totally fine. You need to hold yourself accountable, or there needs to be someone, because when there's no accountability, you can't see where you're going right and you can't see where you're going wrong. You're just going to go by feelings, and sometimes feelings can be misleading. In your mind, you can forget things, you can lie to yourself, you can say you're doing more when you're actually doing less. Sometimes you can be critical and say you're not doing a lot when you actually are making an effort. So accountability is like, it's an overview of how you're progressing, and progress is the most important thing with building confidence, getting over social anxiety, shyness, things that bother you from the past, pain, depression, all those things. And the more consistent you are, the better you feel, and the better you feel, the more you want to be around people. And then when you put those two things together, success comes. I always say it comes knocking on your door when you're confident. So you build confidence up through this habit. But yeah, at the start it might feel unnatural, you're not going to want to do it. But we all go through these days where we don't want to get out of bed, we don't feel like it. We get other days where we're jumping out of bed with joy, we feel like it. So you've got to take note of that. You've got to just not judge yourself and allow yourself to have, everyone has off days, we all do. Even happy, successful, confident people do, everyone does. It's how you deal with it. You've got to move forward, keep going, you'll have a brighter day. So that's it, that's the habit that will give you confidence and give you social confidence. And then I've said before, once you get to a certain point where you're no longer socially anxious and you're consistently around people, obviously there's a time to be on your own, which is fine, because I think everybody likes their own space. That's healthy to a certain degree, but not too much time alone. When you get to a point where you've got good relationships and you can be kind to people, people receive you well, close family, friends, or just people from everyday public, etc. You can build on top of that. It's a lot easier than if you want to build bigger goals, build a successful business, or lose 20 pounds in weight, or be a better person, or start your own YouTube channel, or get a relationship, or make friends, or help other people teach. Well, whatever it is that you want to do on top of that, it'll be a lot easier because you've got that good foundation of having a social life, going to the gym. These are all the foundations of a happy, successful life. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Let me know in the box below. Again, apologies. I've not got a flu, but I've got a bit of hay fever. I can't. It's hard to breathe as clear, so it will go soon. I do feel a lot better, and I'm going to get a coffee. But my whole takeaway tip today as well, you see, how I allow myself. You don't have to be perfect every time, but it's better to show up like I show up today. If I just say, well, I won't show up because my breathing isn't is best because of this hay fever, and I'm probably recovering from being a little bit tired, you're not going to get anywhere. I feel a lot better now, doing this video, teaching. I'll get a coffee, I'll go gym later on. I've had a few days rest from the gym because it's been quite a busy week. So, just common sense, all right? Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the box below. And as always, if you want to inquire about my personal coaching to overcome social anxiety or shyness or fear, so you can build confidence and achieve your specific goal, my email address is below, all right? Have a good day.